23-year-old Wangui Njee stands out in a multitude of people. This is how she looked like a few years ago. Then shortly after, looking at her, one would quickly conclude she was burnt. She was a lively 15-year-old from 2 students at Pangani Girls High School when it appeared as a small white dot around her eye. She was diagnosed and a cream prescribed, but the dots kept coming.
There are times it goes and comes back. It's because it can't be cured. It's manageable. You can manage it. But it reaches a point in your life where you can't. You've tried everything. You decide, now let me just live with it the way it is.
She thought she had it under control until 4 years later, when it became full-blown and spread all over her body. In just 6 months, and at a time when a girl is most conscious about her looks, her world was turned upside down.
I've never been at a point where I felt like people don't love me because of vitiligo. Actually, most people who've come to me, pursuing me, are people who love the difference that is in my skin.
For the past 11 years, Wangui, who is a nominated member of County Assembly for Njee County, has lived with vitiligo, a rare genetic skin condition that affects about 2% of the world's population and manifests in the form of milky white patches on the skin.
Vitiligo is a condition where your antibodies fight your melanin cells, so your melanin cells cannot be able to produce the color. And it's mainly caused by factors like stress, or some you find it's hereditary.
Wangui lost her job owing to a condition. She speaks of a stellar record as a banker, but many doors were shut on her face, and a banker teller, they said, was the face of the company and she was just not presentable enough, but that is the least of her worries.
Formerly I was a banker, and I was not able to work efficiently because of my condition. And you see, getting jobs was really hard for me. Even that when someone had to push for me.
The first time when I went to look for a job, and I actually went to a supermarket in Parklands, and the Arab woman who was there was like, "You cannot work here. You're going to infect my customers." And I'm like, how am I going to infect them? And things are in packages.
Vitiligo is not contagious, and those with the condition know it very well. But when they walk the streets of Nairobi and take in crude comments from ignorant people, it makes it that harder for them to live with.
Most people living with vitiligo have learned to live with this condition. You have to, there's stairs in town, I've been told so many things. There are times I was passing somewhere, someone said, I was actually the driver from the county assembly. Someone said, "Is that a monkey? What will I do?" At the end of the day, is accepting and praying for grace from God.
Wangui has become a vitiligo ambassador in her county, and she says she has found her purpose in it.
I was nominated to represent women. That's why I found my purpose, to do what these people really need. You see, when I was out there, I didn't know they required sunscreen.
Unlike Wangui, Nasuju was diagnosed with vitiligo at a relatively young age.
Vitiligo started when I was 1.5 years old. So my mom, first when she saw it, she thought that the house girls were burning me with the napkins since it started in my genital area. And then later on it spread. And then after chasing away for like 5 house girls is when she decided this thing is not going away, let me take her to the hospital.
It can be mild, and some people go through life with it undiagnosed. But for Nasuju, her condition worsened due to a battered marriage.
I can't say it was a good marriage. It was a really bad marriage. I was stressed with my kids and the husband, and it kind of triggered my skin color, and I ended up turning white completely because I was in a lot of stress, and I had fallen into depression, and I was suicidal at that moment.
The mother of 3, who is also a DJ, a model and a motivational speaker, finds it difficult to explain to her kids on what really makes her look different.
I haven't gotten a way I would explain to my children how the skin condition is, but in a way they do understand this is how I was created, and that for me is enough until they reach the right stage where I can explain to them in full details.
There are myths surrounding it. Some believe that a person with vitiligo must have crossed where the water used for bathing the twins was thrown, or that her grandparents are annoyed with her birth, so the wrath of the ancestors are working on her, or it is a mystical factor in Luo known as Chira.
My mom is the one who's been told. There's a time she was told my grandfather didn't finish paying didn't finish paying our dowry. So my mom had to go ask my grandma, did grandpa finish paying dowry? My grandma said yes. Then we were told we have to go to Mount Kenya and slaughter a goat, such things. But since I come from a very, really strong Christian background, that didn't really alter my mom's faith.
Wangui and her friend have been living with the effects of vitiligo and have come to terms with it. But they hope the world will be able to accept them and be kind to those who are different, especially when they did not have a choice. Oumah Onyango, KUTV, Nairobi.